A new book describes the journey of second-generation former cult members who were rescued from the cult as kids. Author Debby Schriver is here to talk about her newest book, Whispering in the Daylight. Thank you so much for being here, Debbie. We really appreciate it.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Whispering in the Day, and tell me a little bit about how you kind of came across this subject and did your research on it.
Be happy to. In 2008, the FBI raided one of Tony Alamo Christian Ministries' compounds in Arkansas, and 6 girls were taken at that time, ages 11 to 17, and they were adopted, and subsequently many children were taken, and they were fostered out and adopted. And what we realized is the children were not really talking. They had seen nothing about the outside world before 2008.
Wow.
And they had been told that they would be killed. They had been told that everybody out here would not be eligible for salvation, and they were told they wouldn't be successful, they'd be alone, and so they were really frightened. And what we've learned is that children who are born and raised in a cult just try to fit in. And if you think about it, adolescents, we all want to fit in at that age, and so they really don't tell the truth about themselves. And at some point, they have a lot of trouble integrating into society and being successful. And so their foster parents asked me if I would help them write a book, and that maybe that would help them get their story out and their emotions out.
Right. And so what made you decide to choose this specific subject? Because it is something that, is very dark. It's not light at all. It's something that really requires a lot of compassion for these kids that are coming out of these cults.
It was really hard for me to say yes. My purpose as a writer, as I see it, kind of my personal mission, is to bring volume to the voices of others. And so this sort of fit. There were voices that needed to be heard, and I really didn't feel qualified. I didn't know a whole lot about cults, cult survivors. My image was the same as most of us, kind of carved out by movies and what I've read, but I really didn't know cults in terms of how they really are.
Right.
And but when I met the children, I couldn't say no.
Right. And so tell me a little bit about meeting these kids for the first time and hearing their stories.
Oh, it was amazing. I went to Arkansas just to kind of earn their trust and see if it was a good fit, and sat down and talked with a few children. We were in a backyard around a campfire, basically, and more children came out, and we just started talking. And as we talked, they started telling me more and more. And an example is, I threw out the question, did you all have birth certificates? And they said, no, we didn't have birth certificates. And then everybody was really quiet. And somebody said, well, that means nobody knew we existed. And then someone else said, that means if we died, nobody would ever know we existed. We could have died. And it was really quiet. And I said, do you think that happened to anybody? And I will tell you that Tony Alamo's mode of operating was not to kill people. But these children said it could have. They thought it did. That's how deep their fear was.
Wow.
And they just started to, they took my heart. And they started to trust me, I think, because I was not their counselor or law enforcement or an attorney.
Right, and you brought their stories to life. And real quick before we go, you did bring these, this jacket. Give us real quick a backstory of this.
Okay. The followers of Tony Alamo worked and created businesses for him. And this is one of the Tony Alamo design jackets, and they were marketed all over in like Rodeo Drive and Nordstrom's, Macy's, and here it says Tony Alamo of Nashville. And
so a lot of celebrities had these jackets as well. And you're actually doing something very interesting with this, that you want to auction these off so proceeds go back to these kids. And that's the same with the book. 100% of the proceeds from Whispering in the Daylight will be going back to the kids. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry we ran out of time. It is very interesting. Thank you for coming on Daytime Tri-Cities. We really do appreciate it. There's also a book signing with Debbie this Sunday at Barnes & Noble in Johnson City between 2 and 4. You can come and get a signed copy of her book and talk to her a little bit more about such an interesting topic. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you. Glad to be here.